This segment is sponsored by Strategic Wealth Designers. Most people plan for retirement the wrong way, but it's not their fault. So here to break down the basics of retirement planning the way it should have been explained all along is Thomas Riley, a senior financial advisor at Strategic Wealth Designers. Welcome back to Great Day Washington, Thomas.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Of course. All right, with interest rates going down, what could that mean for people's retirement savings?
Yeah, so typically when we see interest rates go down, that helps actually stimulate the economy there, but it can also mean that we're preparing more for, say, an economic slowdown. Overall, the U.S. economy is very strong right now. However, if you are, say, near retirement or within, say, about 10 years, I would definitely be a little bit more on the defensive side and making sure that you're not too exposed in, say, stocks and equities alone, and having more, say, different asset classes throughout your portfolio that can kind of weather some upswings and downswings throughout the market.
Interesting. All right. And so when the Federal Reserve cuts rates, what typically happens to the stock market, and why does that matter for those planning for retirement or they're retired now?
Yeah, so lots of times we've seen the stock market go up when the interest rates have been cut. You can kind of think about it, anytime interest rates go down, everything becomes cheaper from a borrowing standpoint. So that means that companies can borrow money more cheaply. You can get a mortgage more cheaper. But at the same time, you don't want to fully count on, just because the interest rates are going down, that the stock market's going to go up there. So I would really say it depends on where you're at in your life and your goals regarding your investments there. If you're younger, you have more time, I would kind of think of that long-term approach. And then on the flip side of that, if you're close to retirement, just making sure that that risk in your portfolio is lined up where you want it to be at.
That makes sense. It's depending on kind of where you are. Now, could
Yeah.
lower rates create opportunities for retirees or pre-retirees to refinance mortgages or other debts to improve cash flow?
Yeah, 100%. I would say a lot of people are waiting for refinancing opportunities right now. I'm not sure if interest rates are going to go too much lower. They might drop, say, 0.5% to 1% there. But if someone's sitting at say a 7 or 8% mortgage rate right now, they definitely should be able to get something hopefully a little bit cheaper, say around the high 5s or 6%, which can be helpful, for their finances in the long run too.
And what should retirees or those planning to retire soon keep in mind when it comes to inflation, longevity, and adjusting their financial plans during up and down interest rate environments?
Yeah. So a good retirement plan is always going to count for inflation there. So, if you think you're going to be spending the same amount of money today as you are, say, in 20, 25 years, it just won't work that way. So a good rule of thumb for a lot of people is kind of think that your expenses, they're going to double every, say, 20 to 25 years. So if you're spending, say, $10,000 a month right now, then, more than likely due to inflation, you're going to be spending, say, 20,000 to, say, 25,000 in 20, 25 years from now. So making sure that you plan for that as you go towards the future and, plan on your goals there too.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. Thank you so much, Thomas.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
For more in-depth retirement education, visit retirementplanninguniversity.com to sign up for classes happening in the DMV every month.